All right, so Fulham won, Manchester United won. And as the title of the video suggests, the question we must ask is what is Bruno Fernandes doing here? What is he doing as a Manchester United player? Why is he donning the Red Devils shirt? Why does he play for this club? To me, this question stands very true, stands very justified, as we've witnessed a performance today from an individual that very much screams, I really have no clue. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I am. I'm just simply putting on a brave face and smiling. And it feels like it's a little bit of an analysis that is cut from the same cloth as Rashford. And that's dangerous territory for a player to go to, right? Because it's sort of come to a point now where we have to ask, does Bruno even have does he have a future here? And this can be a question for even the most optimistic or the most pro Bruno supporters of the club. And it really does feel that way. I mean, two outstanding um, aspects of the game. And with Bruno missed penalty, obviously that can happen, bound to happen sometimes. My light's about to go, so obviously my light's a fucking Bruno fan, but even still, it feels like this the life of this light. Bruno's career at Manchester United is he's got to be done, hasn't he? He has to be done. He has to be finished now. It has to be over now. And I went into the summer absolutely believing fully that Bruno needed to be sold. You know, the offer was there to sell him, and we opted not to. The manager was emphatic about dying on that hill. And I said, well, look, if you want to go down that hill, I'm not going to bring the first aid kit. I'm not going to bring the chest paddles. I'm not going to revive you. If you die there, you die there. It will be your sword you fall on. And the manager today can hold that. He can hold that, right? The second biggest L of the day. But Bruno missing a penalty very uncharacteristically said one thing, but then like neglecting his defensive duties as a six is something you don't see emphasized by somebody who labels themselves the model professional. You know, the guy, the captain of your club, who doesn't track a runner, who's the danger man coming off the bench for Fulham. And it's absolutely incredible that Bruno allowed that to happen. It felt like there was many instances this game, right? And on the basis of a scoreline for 90 minutes, you could say it was a fair result, right? But Fulham did more than enough in that game to have snagged a win. And I wouldn't have said that Fulham didn't deserve it at all. I would have said, well, you get what you give. And Bruno was so very much in the feeling of giving points away for free. You know, it felt like for a lot of that game, and people will say, but he's out of position, right? And I'll tackle this point. He's out of position, people say. Okay. So there's one glaring issue with the out of position conversation with Bruno, where he's playing in the 6. Oh, he should be playing in the 10. One glaring outstanding problem with that. He's played for different managers in a position that is the equivalent of a 10, and he has played in those roles expected of a number 10. And we have seen on the eye test, at the very least, we have seen that again, yet still he doesn't deliver, warranted performances worthy of being praised or being given this immortalization that for some reason he seems to have picked up. Yeah, this immortalization that Bruno must not be touched, and the club that seems to have donned him some bulletproof armor, I think is a major mistake by the club. Huge mistake for the club to make. You do not make a player bulletproof in any capacity like you've made Bruno. You do not treat him like he is the EVP of Manchester United. You don't do that. You leave him bare and exposed. Because if he is all that people say he is, he'll prove it. But even with all of this protection and all of this shrouding of positive PR, oh, let's read you the stats of Bruno. Look at all of these high percentages. And we sit here and say, what's the score, Mr. Statistician? Oh, well, Manchester United didn't win the game. So that's got to be a problem, Mr. Statistician. Why didn't we win? There's a big glaring hole in that midfield. Thank you for that one, Bruno. Even if you played in the 10, you still cause other teammates and players problems because your heat map. And this is what's incredible. You look at a Bruno Fernandes heat map for 90 minutes and you say, man, this guy's all over the pitch. Funny you should say that, since he's all over the pitch doing everyone else's job. The second the job comes to him, he doesn't show up. Can anyone figure out how that works? When the job comes to Bruno, he doesn't turn up to work. But if someone else turns up for their shift, Bruno's already doing their work for them. He's already, yeah, I'm here, guys. Get out of his workplace, get out of his workspace, and get back into your position and stay there. We don't need you over at left wing back. We don't need you covering in centre back. We don't need you holding on to the striker. We don't need you anywhere except in the number 6 position, channeling play through to the number 10s and your striker, or playing it out wide to your wing backs, and then holding position and tracking runners when the play switches and it comes back at you. A very simple task that Bruno not is incapable of doing it. No, he doesn't want to. If you don't track a runner, it's because you don't want to follow the man you were told, most definitely told, to mark. And as the captain, you're telling everyone else who to mark as well. So why is that a thing? Why is that a thing? And I'll cover this briefly with the manager. Yet again, with the preview, I said this: that starting 11's got to be right. You've got to get the starting 11 right. He got the starting 11 wrong, and during one, I think it was one spell, he made some changes, which was one of the most suicidal decisions I've seen a Premier League manager make. One of the most suicidal decisions. At one point in that game, away from home against Fulham, where the scoreline's only 1-0, yeah, you're only winning 1-0 away from home against Fulham, you decided the smart thing to do was to put 4 attacking mids on the pitch at the same time. You already know one of them cannot defend. Why are you saying one of the 10s, please drop back into the 6. And only when momentum was fully swayed in Fulham's favour did the manager then decide, I guess I should change it. I guess I should. I know it should be in my pay grade. Oh, I got a good question. Where was Kobe Mainu today? You know, you brought Agate on. Okay, cool. Where was Kobe Mainu? Why was he not getting any minutes today? Has he done something wrong? Is this like the Wilfred Zaha, David Moyes, butting heads treatment? Is this another one of those? I'm waiting to see the tabloids start printing stories about something stupid like that. But I got to be honest, man. Ruben Amorim, I've already said with the Bruno side of things, you know, he's going to fall on his sword, and he says he will die on that hill. I get the feeling we're going to witness a death on the very hill that Ruben's highlighted. We're going to see a death there, and it's going to be the manager, because you can't be so suicidal with your man management in a game like this. Sesko should have started. You should have had Mbeumo and Cunha playing as your 10s, and you should have had a balanced midfield that contains the threat of Fulham, but also holds possession well. Kobe Mainu can do that job for you. He can do that job. Yeah, give him support with physicality, with Manuel Agate. You've got Diallo there as an alternative option. If that doesn't work, you can switch things around. And Patrick Dorgu, you know, is someone there who can put in the cross to find the target man. Yeah, put a target man on that pitch. The back 3 today didn't really do anything wrong. They did pretty well, with all things considered. Did the back 3? I thought they were relatively good. The goalkeeper got targeted. Everyone knows. Bayindir is a weak link. Set piece, target that guy. Every time, target that goalkeeper. In swinger, in swinger, in swinger. Flimsy hands every time. Problem after problem after problem. And this manager is going to die on his sword. That's just how it is. That's just how it was today. Manager is the second biggest problem today, very glaringly obvious. And Bruno, Agent Bruno. Last week it was Agent Bayindir. This week it's Agent Bruno. And maybe Bruno felt like he was still playing against Arsenal, because that penalty's probably landed in the net in the Emirates Stadium. And he's probably celebrating on the bus like, I scored my penalty, guys, I scored my penalty. Like, did you score it in the goal in Craven Cottage? No, I got the one I've scored against Arsenal, guys. We didn't play Arsenal. We didn't play Arsenal today. We played Fulham today. Arsenal was up in Old Trafford, mate. Oh, no. Oh, silly me. Silly me. This is what happens when you breed a culture that infests other players, and then you don't see the problems that are growing before you, and you fail to act on those problems. Toxic nature of players taking liberties seems to be now implementing and manipulating, or implementing its presence and manipulating those who people label the model professionals and say, my captain, my captain. Well, it's a dangerous old game to play, because we were saying, some of those people were saying the same thing about Rashford. Oh, my academy prospect, my baller, my guy, Mac born and bred. And the guy was finished. He was done. Given up on Manchester United. The people say you can take the player out of Manchester United. You can't take the Manchester United out of the player. Well, we somehow managed to take the Manchester United out of the player, and not the player out of Manchester United with Rashford. And I feel like we're seeing the same thing with Bruno. Yeah. and a lot of what you see posts online and everything is just a whole flimsy PR campaign to protect Bruno. And he's going to survive infinitely, and he'll outlast Ruben Amorim. But it does speak to the board that signing Lamens is critical for the goalkeeping side of things. We need a commander in the box that won't get bullied, and then literally the set pieces don't become the sole weak point. And we need the midfielder to get Bruno out of that team. And we need the manager to get his head out of his arse and start playing this team and handling it correctly. That's all that needs to be said. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section. I'll be on later on tonight again on the Sunday Night Takeaway show. Probably won't be on there for too long, as I've got a bit of an early start for Bank Holiday Monday of all days. Bloody retail. Bank Holiday Monday settings. And after not picking up 3 points, that was in a must-win game. We've got Burnley next at home. God only knows if we have it in us to get 3 points against them. God only knows. I mean, that's the most depressing thing, is that Agent Bruno is already licking his lips. He's ready to fuck us over again. He's ready. So we need to seriously think about what we're doing here. Take care, people, and we'll see you again a little bit later on. Stay tuned. I'm out.